Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Um, well, I decided to do a live tonight because I've been thinking a lot about doing lives. And, I kind of want to put it out there in the world just because I've been observing. We've all been in this incredible place, with massive transformation. I don't know about you, but my life has completely changed as a result of the Corona times. That's what I call them, the Corona times. And anyway, I just thought I'd come on and talk a little bit about self care in the world, and self care in this time of Corona, right? So I'm only going to be here for a few minutes, but I just wanted to at least connect with people, say hello. And, I've been in this very, I'm going to say, deep and intense contemplation around my own self care. And, I've also seen a lot of people that are really in distress, really in anxious, times. And one of the reasons why I wanted to connect with everybody, I mean, there's a lot of people on different platforms that I have happening right now. Some of you are on YouTube, some of you are on Facebook, some of you are on Twitch. Some of you are in my private group, Positive Attitudes for Spiritual Warriors. And this is really what this is. This is kind of a series that I want to start doing for having positive attitudes and being a warrior in this world. It's not necessarily easy to be a human being, right? I truly believe that we are here because we have lessons. And so, as people say, the earth is, um, the earth is a school for us, right? So I don't know about you, but I've learned a lot of lessons. Some of them I've actually failed miserably, and some of them I've passed, with flying colors. It just kind of depends on the situation, right? So tonight, I just wanted to connect with you and talk with you about a couple of things. Some of you were wondering what happened. I'll just say this: that I am not in Facebook jail. I almost got into Facebook jail, but that didn't happen. So. Um, Fortunately, I fought it and I won, which is rare because usually, once you're in Facebook jail because you make a comment that somebody doesn't like, there's a whole process that Facebook does where they're like, you're in trouble. So I don't necessarily like that as an opinionated woman. I do not like that. I'm an adult and I take full responsibility for anything and everything I say, and I think everybody should. And go from there. I think that there's a lot of sensitivity happening right now in the world, and there's a lot of political correctness. I'm definitely not politically correct. I never have been. I never will be. But I also have the mind of, how to connect with people in a humane way. So, it's okay to be, politically incorrect, but as long as you are, mindful and coming from a place of integrity, and that really is kind of a spiritual warrior, and that's really what I want to represent, that spiritual person who also doesn't take any, crap, right? Doesn't take anything negative, and also really looks at themselves in a way where it's like, okay, what is my part in this and what is the other person's part in this? So I'm not in Facebook jail, for those who were wondering. Awesome. And I don't plan on getting into Facebook jail ever again. It's happened to me, but I didn't quite know how to navigate around that. Anyway, that being said, I wanted to talk a little bit for just a few minutes about how this really is a great time that we are in, even though it is incredibly challenging with the coronavirus. And, I'm calling it the Corona times. And, it's one of the reasons why I believe we are in this situation is mostly because, we have, if we take full responsibility for our circumstances, no matter what in the world, and a lot of people have a hard time with that. But if you really completely take radical responsibility for your life, which spiritual warriors do that, okay? Uh, if you do that, you can then take a look at this from a different perspective. You can take a look at it from a different point of view where it's like, all right, what do I need to do to take care of me? What do I need to do for self care? What do I need to do to actually activate my empowerment in the world, right? So, um, one of the there's many different ways to do it, okay? And I got to tell you, something that I do every single day, I meditate. Even if it's only for 1 minute, I meditate. And I'm going to give you a few more examples here. And then we can actually have discussions about this if you'd like in any of my groups or any of my pages, or any of the commentary if you want to say anything about it. But basically, every single day I do meditation. Another thing to do is I'm just going to give you a list of ideas, okay? You probably have already heard about these, but doing tapping, which is, a lot of people don't know what tapping is. It's also called EFT. And there's certain areas that you can tap on your body, where you can literally relax yourself. And you can actually literally even change, like, transformations, change perspectives of things that you look at in the world. So tapping is good, emotional freedom technique, and I learned that many years ago. And it's free, by the way. You can go on YouTube and go type in EFT, and you can learn how to do tapping. I've got a really good friend up in Las Vegas who created a tapping program, and she, sells that, and people, take it. It's just a video program, and they learn from it, right? Another thing to do, honestly, is just to sit and be still and breathe. Something that happens, I'm sure it happens to everybody, but sometimes the internet goes too slow for me, or I'm typing something very fast on my text, and it gives me it totally does like a swear word or something, or a completely different like word that I was not expecting. And then it's like, oh, I don't want to send that to that person, whatever it is, and as a result, I'm like, sometimes I'm like, oh, this stupid phone, why is it doing this predictive texting when is that's not what I want? But every time I have gotten into this habit of, every time it does something like that, or every time the internet's going too slow, it gives me a moment to get very present with myself. And I always say to myself, okay, how am I feeling? What am I doing right now? Do I need to slow down? And I've just integrated that habit into my life because, my goodness, I mean, things have definitely changed in the last few years. But back in the day, I used to have such an incredible firestorm of a temper. And I have done so much work on myself, and I have eliminated that, which is a miracle. I got to tell you, it's a miracle. Someday I'll share stories, but not today. Okay, some of you know those stories, but it is truly a miracle. And I credit that to meditating and becoming present, doing the tapping. Another thing I do is Reiki. A lot of you know that I'm a Reiki master, and I've been doing it literally since I was a teenager. Even prayer actually works, but it's about changing this is what you can do to change the perspective and change the energy and change your vibration, if you want to call it that. And it's really, if you dedicate or commit to that, even if it's like 5 minutes a day. I've always said this: 5 minutes a day, 3 minutes a day, I guarantee you'll feel better, but it just takes that simple reminding. And even if we've all got smartphones, we can all actually put a little alarm in our calendar. That's how I do it. I rely on my calendar so much to make sure that I'm always doing my meditations and whatever other spiritual, grounding I'm doing, right? So And a couple other things you can do besides doing stuff is not doing, which would be getting off the internet. So, one of the rules that I have is I have a rule where I don't get on the internet. I should say I use the internet. I use my smartphone, right? But then when it's usually what I do is after dinner, I don't get on the internet and I don't get on the phone. I shut the computer down, I shut the internet down, and I eliminate it. And they've already figured out studies where when you're looking at the computer, when you're looking at the phone, and that blue light is going into your eye, into your ocular nerve, it's stimulating you to stay awake. And that's why people have a hard time sleeping when they're looking at their darn, smartphone, right? So that all being said, there are things you can do and things that you shouldn't be doing or don't have to do that would enhance and better your self-care for the world, right? So I'm just kind of skimming the surface right now. There is so much more I'm going to talk about in these live streams that I'm going to do, and I'm going to actually strive to do them every day, just because I want to keep the conversation going with you guys. I want to keep the mindfulness going with you. Okay. Now, I just posted in the chat my link for my calendar. Okay, which is it's Calendly. It's a way if you want to actually have a conversation with me, and I'm talking like on the phone. Either on the phone or if you don't live in the United States, we can do it on Zoom. But that's my direct calendar link that you can chat with me. So you are welcome to click on that and schedule something with me. And I'm doing that pretty much Tuesday through Saturday. I'm available to talk to people. If you want to schedule a time with me, I'm allocating 30-minute chats. They don't cost anything. They are the conversation that I wish to have with people, and here's why. Okay, I know some of you need healing, and that's great. And some of you need to learn how to heal yourself or others. And that's where I'm really going with this. Okay. So, because we are in this new era, we are in this place where we're forced to slow down because of the times of Corona. We're forced to actually become, a lot of us are alone or isolated. I don't live with anyone. It's just me and my cat, right? So I have to figure out ways to enjoy my time with me. And this is an incredible opportunity right now for us to really learn to be with ourselves, uh, learn to love ourselves, and learn to do better self-care for ourselves. Okay. I mean, it just works, right? So that all being said, the reason I'm doing these phone meetings and inviting you is because I want to talk to you or anybody who's out there. I want to talk to you about that self-care and about using the tools and learning the tools that you might not know. I know that a lot of you have heard about these, but it's kind of a general knowledge, kind of like science, right? Or, I mean, something like that. It's like, yeah, I kind of know astronomy, maybe, but what I teach is a very specific type of I should say, a very specific type of healing modality that is super easy, and it's a foundational modality. It's been around for 200 or so years. It's called Reiki. You've all heard of it, I'm sure. If you haven't, you can go look it up. There's millions of Reiki practitioners. And the great thing is they all have their unique way of sharing it, just like everybody's an individual, right? So what I'm doing is I'm actually starting to teach my Reiki course, which is a very basic course. I'm going to start doing it online. It starts in September, so we've got some time. And then after that, not only am I going to teach people who want to actually learn Reiki and learn how to do self-care for themselves and self-care for others, But I'm also going to, for those who feel the call, I'm going to actually also teach another course called The Business of Healing, which is a business course to teach you how to start your own business. And I'm going to talk about that for a minute right now too. Some of you know I've owned like 25 businesses. I started my first business as a record label when I was 16 years old and still in high school. I knew then that I wanted to be a business owner. Actually, way before that, I thought I would be like a little candy store shopkeeper when I was like 4 years old. I'm not kidding. But that didn't happen, and I'm glad it didn't happen because, candy is not really good for you. It tastes good, but it's not really good for you. And that's a whole other thing. But I've owned many different unique businesses, and what I love doing more than anything is I love teaching people and strategizing with people how to actually do business. So one thing I noticed when I was teaching Reiki for many years is that people were they were learning how to do Reiki, but they weren't learning how to actually make money with it. And let me just tell you again, here we are, self-care, times of the coronavirus. People have lost their jobs. Wouldn't it be great if you actually had a business that you could generate income on the phone or on Zoom or in person, when we eventually get to in person again, but that you could actually generate income and provide value and comfort and care and healing for people who need it. There are millions of people, billions of people who need healing, and they don't know how to get it, right? So here's the thing. I teach people not only how to be spiritual in terms of their spirituality, but also how to have a mindfulness with a type of specific healing modality. I also teach them how to start a business with that. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of this year. And then next year, I am going to be introducing my year-long course. It's called the Reiki Sound Healing Course. And I'm going to teach people how to integrate Reiki and music or sound healing and owning a business. So if you feel like you might be interested in learning about that, get on the phone with me. Like I said, I posted my calendar link, set up a time. It's open right now, and I can talk to you tomorrow if you want. Right. So just a couple other little things, that I want to talk about. Again, something as simple as, besides, Reiki and meditation and deep breathing, just a couple other fun things to do. I don't know about you, but as I'm getting older, uh, I'm getting stiffer. It's getting hard to get out of bed sometimes, right? So what I do every morning when I get up, when I'm brushing my teeth, is I dance. I put on music and I dance. And I dance in front of the mirror usually. And, I don't care who, no one sees me except for my cat, right? But what that does for me is it kind of grounds me in my body. It gets me present, and it actually loosens my body up so that I'm not like, walking around like an old man, right? So that's something as simple as, just get up and move around a little bit. It puts you back in your body and it puts you back into presence. And that's another form of self-care. So I could talk for a long time about self-care, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of the conversation today, a little bit of information, talk to you a little bit about, how you can get information on how to do more self-care and how to become empowered to do healing for yourself. And I'm going to keep doing these live streams so that you can find out more information. You can ask me questions in the chat, and we can have a conversation. And if you want to have a private conversation, you can go to my calendar link and see me from there. Okay. So just to sum it up, self-care is key right now. If you want to be a spiritual warrior, if you want to have a positive attitude and be a spiritual warrior, self-care is key, number one. Number two, starting your own business, truly learning how to start your own business. Now, the type of business that I do, it might not be for you. It might not be your calling, but I guarantee you there are millions of ideas about how to have a business. And we have an incredible tool, you guys. We have two things going right now. First off, we have the internet. Okay. Second off, we have a lot of time on our hands because of the corona shutdown. Okay. So some people are still working. Some people are essential workers. I'm still working, but all of my stuff is online. And wouldn't it be great if you didn't have to worry about the fact that your business would continue to generate income, and I'm not even talking about like, automation at this point. That's totally not where I'm at. This really is about, for you beginners who really want to learn how to start a legitimate business, not, dare I say it, not a multi-level marketing company. Okay. No, 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 no. We are not doing that. That is not where we go because we do not want codependency in our businesses. And I'm not going to go into that right now. I'll save that for another live stream. But having a legitimate business means that you actually work on that business and you work in that business every day. It's not like this fantasy that many people have had over the last 10 or 15 years where it's like, oh, I just create this, automated business and I don't have to work. See you on the beaches. That's a lie. And I have a really good friend that I talk to about this on a regular basis. And she also has a business. I'll probably bring her on sometime and we're going to do a conversation about this. But for now, the key here is to start from the beginning. Okay, like I said, taking things slower, thinking about your self-care. What can you do today? Just for today, what can you do? Right? And then what do you not want to do anymore? Okay. So what you can do is, like I said, breathing, meditation, tapping, Reiki, taking a walk, even, dancing. And what you cannot do is, get off the internet, get off the TV, change the focus for the self-talk and that type of thing. And then the other thing also is as you heal, you can, not only continue working if you're working, or if you're not working, you can, potentially develop a business. Anyway, we can talk more about this. Like I said, I just wanted to skim this a little bit and put a little seed in your ear. Okay. So reach out to me. I'm here for you. I'm capable and I'm able to be here for people. I've done it for many years. And the only reason I can do that is because I take care of myself first, right? So anyway, my question for you that you want to contemplate, and if you schedule an appointment with me to chat, my schedule with I'm going to ask you, what will you do for the next 5 months? What are you going to do for the next 5 months? Actually, July is almost over. So what are you going to do for the next 5 months? And what do you want to do in preparation for this new decade, right? We are now in the 20s. We have a brand new decade. What do you want to do? So we can talk about that. All right. Anyway, that's it for now. I am going to bid you all adieu. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you guys. And do me a favor, if you haven't already, I'm just going to say, come find me on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, you can find me under my school, which is We Heal University. Okay, very, very apropos name, right? We Heal University. You can find me there. You can also find me on YouTube under We Heal University, and also my name, Kataka Gara. I have a sound healing show that I do weekly on YouTube. Okay. And then furthermore, I'm also on Twitch, And then also I have a few groups, but one of them is Positive Attitudes for Spiritual Warriors. That's a Facebook group. There's, I don't know, almost 4,000 people in that group. But come in and find us, because I'm doing a lot of positive stuff in that group. A lot of people are doing fun stuff, and I have all these memes that I have in there just because I want to laugh every single day. And so I post a meme every single day in that group, and they're usually themed like cats and dogs and coronavirus. And sometimes I get in trouble because they're a little bit edgy, but they're not too edgy that, like, you couldn't show them to your mother, right? My mother is actually in the group. But anyway, so come and check that out, and I'll see you guys later, okay? Have a great night. Talk to you later.